So we're here today at B Natural Pianos on Route 46 in Rockaway. And it gives me a great privilege to share with you some of their beautiful certified pre-owned pianos. This piano in particular is a model GH1, which is built by Yamaha. It's a Japanese-made instrument, and it's one of their finer instruments, and it actually has a player mechanism on it, which I'll share with you later. This comes in a beautiful ribbon mahogany. I love the grain of this wood. It's just a elegant ribbon style or ribbon pattern in the grain of the wood, and it comes in a lovely kind of a burnished burgundy Cabernet kind of color. The GH1 is 5'3", which is to say it measures 5'3" from the front rail to the furthest point in the back of the piano. So if you have basically 5 foot square in your room, I think you have ample space to actually situate this piano. I'm going to share with you 2 or 3 pieces of music here just to demonstrate really the voice of the piano and the overall tonal quality of it. This first piece of music is a hymn that I wrote many years ago, and I love it because it really helps me discover the various attributes of the piano, whether I can get it to speak softly or with a little more volume. And it shares with me the registers of the piano, the lower register of the piano, the mid-range of the piano, and the higher portion of the instrument, so I can get kind of a full spectrum of orchestral kind of quality out of it. So without further ado, One of These Days. What a lovely glistening top this piano has. The high end is really lovely. So next I'm going to play for you a piece from Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier. It's his Prelude in C, the very first prelude of the musical treatise known as the Well-Tempered Clavier. Bach was a real genius, and I love playing this piece of music as kind of my experimental piece for pianos. It helps me see if an instrument can really sing out, give me one note over the others. So the harder I press that one note, I can get that to really broadcast, and the others will kind of be in the background. And I love this piece of music for that reason. It's not exactly the way Bach wrote it, but I use it really to demonstrate to myself the attributes and the overall tonal quality and the musicality of the piano. So here's Well-Tempered Clavier in C major. So you notice how I can get that one note on the lower register to sing out over the others. Really a good test piece for a piano, in my opinion. So finally, I'm going to play for you something from a cello sonata that I wrote a number of years ago. And I love this piece of music as an experimental or discovery piece because it really helps me understand the orchestral spectrum and power of the piano. And I use it as a test instrument for almost every piano that I play. And it's kind of exemplified by these large, four-note or two-hand octaves, four-octave piece sections that I'll play here, where you'll get this huge. It's like the whole string orchestra is just exploding over the top of the rest of the instruments. It speaks beautifully. It has wonderful dynamic latitude. I can get huge power out of it, and I can get it to whisper. It's a really nice instrument. The model GH1 in Mahogany Polish by Yamaha. All right, now let's get to the icing on the cake. This piano has one of the most advanced player mechanisms available in the marketplace today. It has both a CD disc or DV disc in there, and it also has a 3.5 microfloppy. This has full record features, and it has something called quiet time. But it's a completely expressive piano, player piano mechanism, and I think you'll see that it's just quite remarkable. And it has speakers built into it, so we can have an orchestra or a band playing along with the piano right in your own home. For those of you that are in a situation where you want to be able to play the piano, but to be able to do it in silence, this piano has what was very revolutionary just a few years ago. It's called quiet time. Quiet time really utilizes a sound module that's built into this piano, a digital sound module that has a very fine grand piano sound in it, or other sounds, orchestral sounds and so forth. And it'll permit me to play the piano without the instrument being audible in the room. I can plug headphones into the sound module and work entirely in private, so it's completely silent in the room. And you do that by going to this box on the left-hand side, and when I turn on this box on the left-hand side, I'm essentially disengaging the piano action where it cannot touch the strings. The hammers won't touch the strings. The hammers instead, or the key depression instead, will actually activate the sound module in the piano. So when I'm playing the instrument, no one else will hear it if I'm wearing headphones. No one else will hear it. If I'm playing the instrument entirely in private. And so we have, this is actually a sound module that you're listening to now. It's not the sound of the piano. It's the sound of an electronic or digital version of a piano. And I can also call up other string instruments and even an organ sound if I want to. So I love the idea that this is something that I can work at late at night or early in the morning, and I can play the instrument without anyone else hearing it. And that attribute or that feature is called quiet time.